Meeting to order. It is 10 a.m. and it is date-wise October 12th. I don't even know what date it is. I apologize. So we do have a quorum meeting to order. It is 10 a.m. and it is. Sorry.
You're good.
We're good? Okay.
Sorry.
Mark Lyons won't be here this morning, but we do have a quorum. We do need to go ahead and re-elect officers for the commission. We need to elect a chairman as well as the rest. Is that not correct? Vice chair? Okay. So if anybody has a motion or would like to volunteer with her,
I'll nominate Angela for chair.
thank you.
I'll second that.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All right, motion carries. And we do need to make a motion for a vice chair as well.
Make a motion. We have Kelly Richards as our vice chair.
I
Thank you.
second.
We have a second. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Perfect, motion carries. And as far as the staff report, is there anything that needs amended? Did everybody have a chance to look at that?
Yeah, it looks good.
Would you like to make a motion to accept the staff? Okay. staff
Make a
report.
motion, we accept staff report.
Thank you.
I'll second the motion.
We have a first and a second. Any discussion or changes? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. And then the minutes from the September 14th, 2022 minutes were sent to everybody. Any corrections or any changes that need made to those?
No, minutes look
Anybody
good.
saw? No? Okay, a motion to approve the minutes as presented.
Make a motion to approve the minutes.
Okay, thank you. Second,
Second.
perfect. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Awesome. We only have two hearings this morning, so we can go ahead and oh no, sorry. Dun, of the applications, if we want to review the applications from the last meeting, I apologize. Thank you. Megan, sorry.
Not a problem, Madam Chair. Just a quick review of the applications that were heard at the last Board of County Commissioner meeting. We did have the CC zone map amendment for agricultural to include the MD2 overlay that was approved. We also did have the notice of intent for the several zoning resolution language amendments that was also approved, and it is now in the process to take comments for the next month or so before we can get to the certificate of resolution on that. And the last public hearing that we had was certifying the resolution for the language amendment on the subdivision regulations, section 3C for the state statute exemptions with subdivisions of land, just bringing that up to date with where the legislature stands with things. So everything was approved with all three of those hearings.
Nice, thank you. Very, very good. All right, now we'll get started. I apologize. I'm jumping the gun here this morning. So public hearing number one, Andy and Erica McCarroll. It's a zoning map amendment from R2 to RR rural residential. Turn it over to you, Megan.
Thank you, Madam Chair. The property owner, as you have stated, is Andy and Erica McCarroll. They own 20 acres out at the very end of Kelly Drive. It's currently zoned R2SF, which is single family residential. It also lies within the growth management area as well. Infrastructure that's in the area. Fire district number 1 is the responder. Kelly Road is actually a private road that they access off of out there. They're located in the 10-mile water and sewer district, and Rocky Mountain Power also serves electricity out there. Andy and Erica McCarroll are proposing to go from R2SF to rural residential. And their property is roughly 20 acres. Fortunately, the minimum district size for rural residential is only 5, so they well exceed this. There's definitely no issues there. The reason that they have requested this zone map amendment is for allowing them to use the 20 acres that they have purchased to use more of the land and being able to build up to 200% for an accessory structure like a shop or a garage is something they would like to be able to do more to use the land. The many acres of land in which they have in a better fashion. For the Sweetwater County zoning regulations, it states that the rural residential zoning is intended to accommodate large lot residential development that is semi-rural in nature. This district may be located in areas without established public water and sewer systems. This district is not meant for farming or ranching where animals are raised in large number or for commercial purposes. As you can see from the zoning map amendment, most of the parcels in the area are zoned R2SF. There is one southwest of the property that is owned by Roy. I can't remember his last name.
Roy?
Ronald Roy,
Ron Roy,
yeah,
yeah.
correct. That was actually changed a few years
I was
back.
like, we did that a couple years ago, I thought,
Yep,
yeah.
to rural residential as well. His use for that property was mainly he wanted to have a greenhouse. And that was his purpose, to being able to use his 40 acres as which he wanted to do, which rural residential fit. So similar in nature to why we're here today. We have the site photos that were taken by Mr. Zimmerman when he went out and posted on the property. And we'll get into the 6 review criteria for this zone map amendment. The first being, is it consistent and compatible with the current resolution and comprehensive plan? The comprehensive plan encourages growth and development in an orderly manner in locations that contribute to the economic and social well-being of county residents. The proposed zoning of RR would allow the residents to use their property more as the desired nature, with it being located in a semi-rural nature zone of RR rather than the R2SF, which it is currently zoned. Criteria number 2, the proposed zoning is suitable for existing topography and creates buildable lots. The parcel size is rather large, well exceeds the minimum district criteria. There's also, as I've stated before, another parcel just southwest of here that is also semi-rural in nature and is currently zoned rural residential. So it's not out of the norm and we aren't looking at any spot zoning here. So that's a good thing. Criteria number 3, the proposed zoning is compatible with existing or allowable uses of adjacent property and neighboring zone districts. Rural residential, I think, is a great fit out here. It's far enough north. There's not a lot of development in these areas. People want their land and space, but also being able to have the proximity being closer to town than, say, living 15 miles north or anything like that. So it is compatible with adjacent properties in the area. Criteria number 4, the proposed zoning can demonstrate adequate public facilities, including roads, drainage, potable water, sanitary sewer, and police and fire protection exist or will exist to serve the request at the time such facilities are needed. Currently, there's no infrastructure on the property that I'm aware of. It will be the responsibility of the owners at the time of construction to provide that required infrastructure. Criteria number 5, the amendment shall not adversely affect adjacent property owners, communities of the health and safety or welfare of the residents of Sweetwater County. Staff does not foresee any adverse effects on adjacent property owners, and we have not received any comments against this proposed zone map amendment. And the last criteria is criteria number 6. The request conforms to all applicable provisions of this resolution, which it does. No concerns there. The only public agency comment that we actually received was from Colorado Interstate Gas Company. Upon review, Colorado Interstate Gas Company does not have any assets in the immediate area. Thus, we have no concerns. Thank you for allowing us to review and comment. And staff also recommends approval of this land use amendment. That's all I have for this hearing, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Megan, very much. So are the applicants here? Perfect. Would you guys like to come up and add anything or introduce yourselves? You don't have to. It's completely up to you. No? No, it's completely up to you. Yeah, if you just have anything you'd like to add to what Megan has presented. Okay. Okay, perfect. No, you don't have to. So at this time, we'll go ahead and we open it up to public comment. If there's anybody in the audience that is for the zone map amendment, if they would like to say anything. there's anybody in the audience that's against the zone map amendment. Anybody that would like to just say anything in general? Hearing none, we'll go ahead and close the open public comment portion, and we'll leave it up to the board if anybody has any questions for Megan or the applicants.
Nothing for me.
No, pretty straightforward, yes. Nothing crazy. All right, hearing none. If anybody would like to make a motion to for the zoning map amendment from R2 to RR.
I'll make a motion that we accept the zoning map amendment from R2 to RR.
Thank you. Do you have a second?
I'll second.
Okay. Any further or final discussion? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, motion carries. So then it will go to, and I think Megan had explained that to you, to the county commissioners meeting on the 18th at 8:30. Perfect. All right, we'll move on to public hearing number 2 for Eric and Patricia Fairbanks. It is also a zoning map amendment from R2 to RR.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Don't want to sound like a broken record here, but this is almost going to be the
Almost
exact
identical.
same
Yep,
hearing.
exactly.
This parcel is also 20 acres. It is owned by Eric and Patricia Fairbanks, and they are actually the owners just south of the last public hearing that we had. Infrastructure is the same. It's currently zoned R2SF, single family residential, located within the growth management area as well. The Fairbanks are also requesting this to have better use of their land, more in the rural residential nature, being able to, one of the unique I guess portions of regulations that we have with rural residential is being able to allow your accessory structures to go up to 20%, which is the only zoning that you're allowed to do that in. So it's definitely realistic in this area. As you can tell from the zone map amendment, it is located just directly south of the last parcel we have. One thing I do want to point out is that it does not have direct access off of Kelly Road. There will need to be an access easement from that Kelly Road back to this property when construction does come time and we get to that point. Here are the public notices that were posted out on site with Mr. Zimmerman. And again, we've got the exact same criteria that we had last time. Without boring you guys any further, I'm just going to jump into the only thing that's different between the last hearing and this one. We also have not received any comments in opposition to this hearing, but I do want to zoom in and focus on criteria number 4. The proposed zoning can demonstrate adequate public facilities, including roads, drainage, potable water, sanitary sewer, and police and fire protection exist or will exist to serve the request at the time such facilities are needed. As I stated before, because this is not fronting on Kelly Road, there will need to be an access easement when it comes time for construction to be on the property. I will note that because this will be a private access easement, but it also is located within the growth management area. Current regulations state it needs to be a 60-foot wide easement. If you guys would like that to be less, that's probably something we can do, but that would need to get approval and possibly go through the variance process in order to allow that to happen. But other than that, there's no current infrastructure on the property as well. The only agency comment that received was again from Colorado Interstate Gas Company. They don't have any concerns with the proposed request, and land use staff recommends approval of this public hearing as well.
Perfect. Thank you, Megan. And so you're the only one left. So I'm assuming you're Mr. Fairbanks. Is that correct? Is there anything you would like to add to? Sure. Okay. Perfect. It does take time. No, so as long as you guys are aware, that is our biggest concern, or my biggest concern, as long as you're aware, there's got to be an easement when you start construction. So, okay. Sure. Mhm. Yeah, they will. Correct. Perfect. Thank you so much. We'll go ahead and open it up to public comment. If there's anybody in the audience that is for the zoning map amendment, if you'd like to speak. There's anybody against the zoning map amendment or just in general that would like to say anything. Hearing none, we'll close the public comment portion and open it back up to the board if anybody has any questions on public hearing number 2.
Only thing I have, Angela, is I think it's been brought up to everybody's attention, is the easement in case you was to sell the property.
Yes.
In case you was to sell the property or something, it wouldn't allow them access. So the easement is the biggest issue, but it sounds like everybody has that taken care of. So other than that, I'm fine.
Perfect. I agree.
No question.
No questions? All right. Would anybody like to make a motion for the zoning map amendment for Eric and Patricia Fairbanks?
I make a motion, we approve the zoning map amendment from R2SF to RR.
Thank you.
I'll second that.
Perfect. Any final discussion? Okay. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, motion carries. And this one again will be the October 18th county commissioner meeting. We'll need you there. So, perfect. And that it concludes our public hearings this morning. Do we have any other or additional business, Megan, Eric? Thank you so much.
So Project Bison, they had their presentation. Did anybody attend that?
I was out of town. I wanted to
Okay,
go.
okay, so I'm gonna try to get Patricia here, either by Zoom, at least to just do a presentation so that you're aware
That'd be
of the
great.
details of the project, because it will be a conditional use permit that'll be heard before you. So the more you know about carbon capture sequestration, the better. Just for clarification purposes, this is 2 different companies. You have
I'm sorry, Eric.
yeah, go ahead.
I went to that with the carbon capture. Is this the same lady that was at?
Yeah.
Not the same company though?
Yes, it is. The breakfast that you were at, the same, yes. So she was there for carbon capture, but who was not there was Frontier. And
Okay.
so there are 2 distinct companies. So you have carbon capture that actually has the above ground facilities that takes the CO2 out of the air. And then you have Frontier that's actually the ones that inject it into the ground. So they have a little bit more information as far as that process goes in the Class 6 well. And they were not there at the breakfast. So if anything, probably have both of them attend because it got a little confusing at the meeting we had last Wednesday night that they were all lumped together in one, and it is one project, but they do have kind of 2 different missions so that they're definitely 2 distinct companies. So I will work on that. So maybe even at the next meeting, Madam Chair, because we do have a meeting next. We have 2. Okay, so we'll have 2 and then I'll see if they can at least do maybe a presentation if you guys are good with that.
Or even if it's a different day, I would be fine with that too. I mean,
Okay.
if that works, I don't know if you guys are, but yeah, I would love to hear. I had something for our shop in Salt Lake. so I
Oh,
could
no,
go.
yeah, it's all good.
I was like, hi, because I wanted to.
Yeah. But the more information that you know before this comes hearing, because there's a lot of public concern out there.
Yeah.
That I've heard and that the commissioners are getting. So the more information that you have, the better for your decision that you make. So that's all I have, Madam Chair.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yep.
That would be great. I would appreciate that. All right, Megan, did you have anything else? No? All right, hearing none. It is 10:19 and we will adjourn.
That's a quick one.
That was way